Did you watch the lake being built?
Oh yeah, it had all kind of machines, and it worked quite a few folks. His folks worked, I mean, night and day pretty much. They were doing, getting you cleaning trees and all that stuff, you know, out the lake. It worked pretty, I mean, it was quite a big deal.
Yeah. You remember, did they leave most of the trees?
There's quite a few.
Just pushed them down. We heard this morning from one of our other interviewers that there was a huge oak or a huge pecan grove just on Mr. Simpson's land, just out east of Eufaula, and they just pushed them all down and left them laying there.
Yeah, it just went. It's like say it's south of the school over here. We're down in there on that side of the road. Yeah.
They just push them down and leave them.
Push them down and leave them. Yeah. They done lots of damage, but ain't nothing that, you know, folks could do about it.
Right.
Not one thing. If the government had it.
Yeah.
They tried it, but there was nothing they could do.
No.
You know, my folks, really, my wife's grandmother, she had 120, and Anna had a 40 out there going up the Stidham Road on this side, right down here from Johnny Powell and them out there. They had most pecan trees on
They lost it?
them. Oh, yeah. Every bit of it. You can't tell where a house or nothing was out there.
Really? Wow.
They got paid for it. I think, I don't know how much anyone got it, I don't suppose to know, but my wife's folks, they got paid pretty good.
Did they?
Yeah.
So we've heard conflicting stories that some people got paid good, some people didn't get paid good. You know.
And that's true.
That's true too.
That's what they say now. That's what you know. That's true. That's
Yeah.
That happens all the time.
And we had a crew of about 85 people
Wow.
maintaining. We did a lot of the work. At the time, instead of contracting out, in fact, we surfaced quite a few of the roads in the recreation areas. They were gravel roads when part of them were. So we had to surface those, put in campsites, trim up the trees. And we were really busy there for quite a few years.
Nearly 3,000 graves were removed from the proposed reservoir to the new locations. One exception to this was the famed cemetery that lies east of the community of Stidham. Due to the large number of Native American graves in this cemetery, it was decided by the County Commissioner, Clyde Parker, out of respect to the heritage and culture of the Native American people, that the cemetery be raised 6 feet and only the headstones be moved.
At Fame, they raised this, they took a picture of the cemetery like a plat, raised it so many feet straight up, and then put tombstones back where they were, and they rocked it around.
So they didn't move the graves, they raised the graves.
The dirt on top of them, you know, raised the elevation. And the reason I know is right there, it's at Fame where my grandpas were, and where my mother and dad is now, but that's since the lake. But they built, you'd call it a big levee, straight up. And but they had first took a plat of it and supposedly raised it straight up, put tombstones back. But that's the way they did that one. I don't know if they did any more like it, but they did that one. They raised it straight up, brought all the stones and fences and stuff, and put back on top. And then rip-wrapped it with rock around and all that.
And that cemetery is still there today?
Yeah.
It's the Fame Cemetery?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean the digging up.
digging up and the moving of the cemetery.
Oh, mercy.
That's what I want to know.
Real estate went through all of that. We had to do all of that, identify everything, check with the families. That took longer than anything. Then for the digging up of the bodies, there had to be so many, the inspector, somebody from the Corps, all the way down. And then we had to buy the land to move the bodies. This was Asbury was the biggest problem.
Okay. at
Near the town of Canadian, I found a headstone. And it was made out of sandstone and had the name Ben chiseled into it. And I called the district office in Tulsa and reported that there was a grave in the area that we were going to be working in. And they sent one of the employees from the district office in Tulsa to come down and look at that. When he got here, I took him out to show him the site where the headstone was, and it wasn't there. But they did an investigation, and I don't remember specifically how long, but it took them a considerable period of time to get an answer to what had happened here. And they reported back to me finally that the headstone was for a horse that a man owned. He was a salesman. He was well known in the town of Canadian, and he frequented that. And on one of his trips, his horse died. So he apparently loved his horse. He took it out and buried it and put up a headstone for it. But
on September 25th, 1964, Lyndon B. Johnson, President of the United States, traveled to Eufaula, Oklahoma to dedicate the Lake Eufaula Dam. A crowd of 30,000 were in attendance to participate and enjoy this great day in Oklahoma history. President Lyndon B. Johnson said this in his speech.
The Eufaula Dam is a key part of the development of the Arkansas River. It'll provide a new link between the Southwest and our industrial heartland. It'll provide relief from devastating floods, and it'll give us electricity to our homes and to our businesses. It'll mean new industry and new jobs and new opportunity for the people. It'll mean a stronger Oklahoma, a more prosperous Oklahoma, a richer Oklahoma, and a stronger United States.
I was in the National Guards at that time, and there was a select few of us chosen to be part of the guard for the President's coming to dedicate. My position as a rifleman, I was placed across the lake on the north side of the dam in the woods, as we had about 12 others that were doing the same thing, with binoculars, ammunition, radios. We were on a silent mode to keep anyone that might have might want to encroach upon the ceremony and cause harm. So that was quite memorable. We were stationed in certain areas. We were not to leave that area, and we were backed up by another perimeter of guard, sitting there with binoculars and watching the activity, and also being aware of all of our surroundings, because it could have gotten pretty bad if someone wanted to cause harm. But we were prepared and given the blessing to do what needed to be done to protect the President.
pretty neat.
It was scary but exciting.
Eufaula Lake is Oklahoma's largest lake with 102,000 surface acres and 600 miles of shoreline. The lake's maximum depth is 102 feet. The dam was constructed under the direction of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers from 1956 to 1964, with an initial cost of $121,262,000. Eufaula Dam's three 30,000 kilowatt generators can supply electricity to 130,000 homes, and millions of dollars have been saved by the controlling of the devastating floodwaters. September 25, 2014 marked the 50th anniversary of the dedication of Lake Eufaula Dam. Chris Whelan, principal of Eufaula Middle School, along with the students, faculty, Lake Eufaula Association, Team Up for Cleanup, Save Our Water, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers planned a spectacular day of celebration to commemorate this day in Oklahoma history. Over 1,000 spectators came to witness this beautiful day and hear stories and speeches from some of Oklahoma's most prominent dignitaries. The keynote speaker, J.C. Watts, had delivered the speech that highlighted the importance of the construction of the Eufaula Dam. A granite monument was placed at the site where President Johnson spoke 50 years to the day. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, under the urging of these groups, formally changed the name of this recreational area from Dam Site South to Lady Bird Landing to honor President Johnson's wife, Lady Bird Johnson. A wildflower field was planted at this location in honor of her as well. Students of Eufaula Middle School, along with other community leaders and McIntosh County citizens, will be burying a time capsule full of memorabilia for future generations to enjoy at the 100th anniversary celebration on September 25, 2064. The time capsule will be located west on Highway 9, directly in front of Eufaula Middle School. We would like to take this time to thank the following people and organizations for their dedication and tireless efforts for making this project a reality. Mr. Chris Whelan, who had the vision of this project, Debbie Jones, Tanya Venable, Jan Pipkins for interviewing and research, Eufaula Middle School faculty, Eufaula Public School Superintendent Jeanette Smith. With the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Brigadier General David C. Hill, Colonel Richard A. Pratt, and Major Daniel R. Young. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the Lake Eufaula Office, Jeff Knack, Eufaula Lake Operations Project Manager, Dean Roberts, Eufaula Lake Manager, Rick Smither, Head Ranger, Tulsa District Corps of Engineers, Brandon Parrish, Public Relations, Lake Eufaula Association, Connie Morris and Emily Rodebush, State Representative Ed Kennedy. A special thank you to Charlie Crumpler and Marty Sellers. This documentary was directed and produced by Kathy Casson.
How high is the water, Mama? 2 feet high and rising. How high is the water, Papa? She said it's 2 feet high and rising. We can make it to the road in a homemade boat. That's the only thing we got left in a float. It's already over all of wheat and oats. 2 feet high and rising. How high is the water, Mama? 3 feet high and rising. How high is the water, Papa? She said it's 3 feet high and rising. Well, the hives are gone, I lost my bees. Chickens are sleeping in the willow trees. Cows in water up past their knees. 3 feet high and rising. How high is the water, Mama? 4 feet high and rising. How high is the water, Papa? She said it's 4 feet high and rising. Hey, come look through the window pane. The bus is coming, gonna take us to the train. Looks like we'll be blessed with a little more rain. 4 feet high and rising. How high is the water, Mama? 5 feet high and rising. How high is the water, Papa? She said it's 5 feet high and rising. Well, the rails are washed out north of town. We gotta head for higher ground. We can't come back till the water goes down. 5 feet high and rising. Well, it's 5 feet high